Hey guys, it's Ashley, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about the fantasy worlds that I would love to be transported to, because sometimes this world is just a little too much and you just want to escape somewhere. This video is being graciously sponsored by Epic Reads, so thank you so much, and this video concept is inspired by the newly released The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth. When I first heard the synopsis to this book, I was very intrigued because it's a synopsis and a plot that you don't normally see a whole lot. The Light Between Worlds follows two sisters, Evelyn and Philippa, who 6 years ago were cowering under the bombs of World War II and were suddenly transported to this magical world called the Woodlands. They lived there and they did all of the things there for 6 years, and then suddenly were transported back to the real world, where they found out that no time had passed and nothing had changed. Now, back in the real world, they are struggling to get back to their normal lives. Evelyn wants desperately to go back to the Woodlands, the place that she's called home for the past 6 years, and Philippa just wants everything to just go back to normal, just to forget anything ever happened. One day, Evelyn goes missing, and Philippa is charged with the task to try to find her, figure out what happened to her, and decide if she actually found a way back to the Woodlands, or if their worlds colliding and her desire to go back to the Woodlands was what ended up being her undoing. Like I said, the concept behind this book really intrigued me. We usually see stories of characters as the chosen one going to this fantasy world, doing their thing, and then staying there and not really coming home, while this book focuses mostly on how they're coping back in the real world. I've heard a lot of people buzz about how this book is similar to Narnia, or is good for Narnia fans. So if you're interested in getting your hands on The Light Between Worlds, it is out today. Let me know what you guys think. I'm very excited to read it, and I will share with you my thoughts when I do. And thank you once again to Epic Reads for sending me this book and for sponsoring this video. On to my 5 fantasy worlds that I would love to be transported to. Now, real quick, before I get into the actual video, I want to put a little pin here, a little note here about YA fantasy in general. So it took me a good amount of time to actually figure out what fantasy worlds I wanted to include in this video, because YA fantasy in general is so violent in a way. Like, the fantasy worlds themselves are cool, and yes, I would love to live in every single one of them if the events that happened in whatever book you're reading are not happening, because so many events and things that are happening in the plots of books are just not things that you yourself want to live through. Because of that, it took me quite a bit of time to actually find the 5 worlds that I would love to be transported to, but I do have them, so let's just get right into it. The first world that I would love to live in, just love, over the moon about, is Harry Potter. I feel like this is everybody's first choice for a world when you are asked where you would want to live in a book. Everybody chooses Harry Potter. It's just a no-brainer at this point. Like, if I were just a student at Hogwarts, it would be great. I'd love to have magic. I'd love to have my own wand that actually worked. I would love to go to Hogwarts. I would love to go to Hogsmeade and all of the things. I'd love to ride the actual Hogwarts Express. I would just love everything. The next fantasy world that I would love to be transported to is Narnia. I read the first book of Narnia when I was younger, way back when, and I remember really loving it. Since then, I don't remember half of what happened in it, but I do remember, loving Narnia itself. Plus, I've watched the movies, so it's like, how can you not love that world when you've seen all of that? I am picking this because, obviously, like I just said, I want to live here, but also because I'm very excited to be hopefully reading the entirety of the Chronicles of Narnia with this giant illustrated edition of all of the books that I have this December when my classes let out and I graduate school. I'm just gonna sit down and chill and just enjoy the Christmas holiday spirit with Narnia. So I'm super excited for that. Overall, it's just very hard to say that you would not want to be Lucy or Susan or Edmund or Peter, or even just somebody who knows of them and lives with them in this world. It's hard to say that you wouldn't enjoy that, because I know I would. The next fantasy world that I would love to be transported to is Red London in A Darker Shade of Magic. This is one of those books that has a very slight contingency to it. I would only like to live in Red London. That's it. Not gray, black, white, red only. If you've read this series, you know exactly why. If not, Red London is like the coziest, you know, magic-filled world out of all of the 4 of the worlds in this series. Even if I was not an Antari, somebody who could travel between the worlds, I'd still love to live in Red London. I just want to be here so bad. I just got the best feeling whenever I got to a part in this book or in any of the series that took place in Red London, and I just would love, 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 love to live there. Number 4 on my list of fantasy worlds I'd love to live in is Valeris from A Court of Thorns and Roses. Specifically, I think it actually comes up in A Court of Mist and Fury, but the series is this, so I'm holding this book up. This is another one of those series that has a slight contingency to it. Instead of living in the entirety of the fantasy world, I'm specifically picking Valeris because that is the best option in this case. For those of you who have not read this series, Valeris is a city in the Night Court. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil anybody. It's a lovely city. I think it's called the City of Stars? Starlight? Stars? It's been a while since I've read this series. I can't fully remember. Just that right there is enough for me to be like, yes, sign me up, I'm in, do whatever, just let me go. So for the 5th and final fantasy world that I would love to live in, this is a little bit of a weird one because it's not full fantasy, it's more urban fantasy than anything. So I'd just love to live in like this part of our world. Anyways, you'll understand when I name the book. It is the Shadowhunter world in the Mortal Instruments. As much as I'm probably not the best at fighting demons and kicking butt, I'd still love to live here and be a Shadowhunter. And also, granted, the like leadership of the Shadowhunter world, not the best. Lots of things can change within the series. You know, there are lots of problems all around, but regardless, I would still love to be a Shadowhunter. I'd love to kick some demon butt, and I would love to save the world. I'd prefer not to die, but still, I would like to try. So guys, those are the 5 fantasy worlds that I would personally love to be transported to. If I could have a Harry Potter wand, or live in Narnia, or Red London, or Valeris, or be a Shadowhunter, I'm game for any of those, and more, you know? I'm ready for anything at this point. Just take me away. And I, for one, am very excited to find out if the Woodlands is one of those places that I would love to be transported to. So that is going to be it for this video, everybody. Thank you once again to Epic Reads for sponsoring this video and for sending me a copy of The Light Between Worlds by Laura E. Weymouth. Remember, if you are interested, you can get your hands on a copy now. It is in stores today, October 23rd, so be sure to go pick it up if you are interested in the story. Other than that, that is going to be it for this video, you guys, so thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you later. Goodbye!